Well, hello.
Hey up there, Blondie.
Blondie.
Call me.
Yeah, I thought you'd get there. I thought you'd get there. Yeah, I'm not blonde.
No, I know, but you're blonder than me.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
Hey, listen, we've got a bit of follow-up from last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody told me I should know how to read my stitch pattern and my knitting. Is that what it's going to be about?
No, actually, it's
Okay.
a listener messaged to let us know that they'd read the Rudolf Nureyev biography.
And there's no reference to the pissing in the trousers?
No.
Have I made it up?
No. Don't just
Oh,
just also.
Calm down.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not going to be judging you. It's all right.
Okay.
This is as they say, a safe space. Lee Miller. Every time I've heard someone say that, I think they're just fucking words. How do you have any clue whether the space is whether people are feeling safe in the space? And if they didn't feel safe, would they be telling you anyway?
It was so interesting. I was validating a dance degree this week.
Was it a safe space?
Well, one of the things that they talked about was they try to encourage a safe space and a brave space. And I was like, hello, tell me more.
Things are expanding.
I know. Anyway, I just loved it. Anyway, carry on. Yeah.
So, also, props to our listeners. How many podcasts have listeners who've read a biography by Rudolf Nureyev? And I'm sure there are many, but there are at least ones of our listeners who have read aforementioned biography. And he was the listener was saying one of the things that he read was a quote from Nureyev saying Rudy want fuck now. And so apparently he wasn't the nicest of men, nicest of human beings. But I appreciate that it wasn't his first language, Rudy want fuck now. That he didn't use, I guess, the infinitive form of to fuck, or whether it was the noun, like, an indefinite article for a fuck. But what point in your life do you start referring to yourself in the third person? There's danger there, isn't there?
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. I do not like that. I do
It's
not
horrible.
like that.
It's horrible.
I think it's because there is something so deeply infantilized about the language. It sounds like a toddler. And
Yes,
just
but
the request...
that is partly the second language thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but it's absolutely...
Or third.
I
It's
think
probably, in fact, fourth. He would have spoken
Yes.
French before, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that makes... It gives me the willies, and not in a good way.
So thanks for the little bit of... That's all I've got for follow-up.
That's a little bit of colour. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. But I do have something to share that I think is about as midlifey as it possibly could get.
I want to hear.
So I'm going to get you to guess, though.
Okay. Well, I've got to guess what it's about.
Yeah,
Are you going to give me any clues, or is it just
Well-
like from a cold blue sky?
Well, I think a cold blue sky sounds
blue.
great. A clear blue
Yeah,
sky.
okay.
But,
Clear blue sky,
But
sorry.
put it this way, I've woken up in the middle of the night every night with this problem.
So, is it
For a week.
urinary?
No,
is it urine
no,
related?
no.
It's not urine
Yeah.
related.
Good first guess, though.
I mean, in fairness, usually, because I get up many a time, well, once a night, as we've discussed a long time ago, this is because of my preponderance of drinking very late at night, because I somehow think, oh, this won't wake me up. It does. Okay, so it's waking you up in the middle of the night. It's not urine. Is it internal or external?
Good. How many questions do you get here?
I don't know. You're the final arbiter of this game. You tell me.
Okay, internal.
Okay, so it's internal. It's not your. Okay.
I guarantee that there are people listening going, "Oh, come on, Lee." At least David Corbett is going, "Of course it's this."
So that's to do with the body there.
And it's not lower body. What would wake you up?
Oh, are you having heart palpitations?
Oh, another good guess. No, keep going up.
Oh, are you having How do you get headaches in the night?
Ooh, very close though. Warmer.
Toothache.
Ooh. What's another clue? Starts with T.
Tinnitus.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor bastard!
So, wow.
Oh, Simon!
People live with it.
Oh my God, I am so sorry.
People live with it.
I know they do.
So so Sunday morning I woke up, left ear, and I went, "Holy hell, that's loud!"
Yeah.
And that's what it stayed. It's been like that the entire time since then, except one change. One change this morning. I went from mono to stereo.
Oh no. Oh, you poor bugger. Oh, I am sorry.
It is fascinating.
Okay.
I've got a lot of olive oil in my ears at the moment.
I bet. So, are you trying
It's
to do this
very expensive olive oil. I thought, I'm not going to put cheap olive oil in my ears, Lee Miller.
No, I wouldn't imagine anything less, and I'm also guessing that it was the finest Malden sea salt that you sprinkled on top.
And then I've actually been getting little bits of bread and then dipping them in my ear. It's just... oh, God. Oh.
I have been my own charcuterie board.
And I have little slices
Is
of
that
salami on my nose.
No, it's wax. So, okay. I know you're not an ear, nose, and throat expert, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Yeah.
Was there a precipitating occurrence that made you that brought this on, or again, just like boom?
So
here's some
I
tinnitus
think
for you.
I've had a tendency. I mean, I definitely had a tendency whilst scuba diving, to have you'd get it, you inner ear stuff. That's really common when you're diving. But I never had problems equalising, and a couple of times in the recent past, I've had some ear stuff where I've just gone, oof, that's really, and feeling like it's kind of basically like my ears are, maybe it's some excessive wax or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was all the warning I got, other than waking up in the middle of the night. But it sounds like cicadas in an Australian summer.
Jings.
It's not. It's. I mean, what's fascinating is about meditating. I like meditating. I meditate every day, and I think I've been meditating every day for decades now. And one of the things I love about it is that that simple thing is when you recognize that you're thinking, you look for the source of the thought, and it just evaporates, right?
Yeah.
It's slightly more challenging to stay curious about tinnitus.
I can't begin to imagine, Simon. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm getting used to the idea. It's not necessarily the case, because of course sometimes it disappears on people and comes back, and sometimes they just stay with it, and sometimes it just disappears. But I'm getting used to the idea that it might be with me. Not because I'm thinking the worst, but just because...
because you want to just be prepared, because this is a thing that happens.
Yeah, and also that I just don't... Because I don't want it to be... Because I think it's probably stressful for people.
I think it is stressful, and I wonder, is it stress-related?
Well, that is the thing, as you clearly...
Have you had a chunky week at work?
No, I don't think I was thinking this.
No more than usual.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really find work stressful. I go through periods where I'm busy, and but I don't. Not that many things happen. I mean, sure, there are things that happen, but not many things happen where I go. I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, there are some things in my life which are stressful, but work is not. I don't really rate it as being, top 5.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I find work to be my biggest source of stress, full stop.
Yeah, I think you probably work more than I do. And also, you've got power responsibilities. I don't yet. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I should talk about the NHS, the NHS, which is, I mean, it remains opaque to me, but because they're triage, because of course it's under enormous stress, and so when you call up to make an appointment, you tell them what it is. In fact, when you call up, you're 12th in the call, and then there's a callback service, which is quite quick.
Yeah.
And then you have to see I think they call it the prescribing nurse.
Yeah.
Is that familiar to you? Yes.
No, because I live in a small town, so what I do is I walk to my doctor's and I wait outside, and at the exact moment that the door opens, I walk in and go, "I'd like an appointment." I just do it all in person.
Yeah.
Because it's I can't bear to be in a queue.
It's not possible here to do that. But
no.
So yeah, I got to see the prescribing nurse who checked my ears. They're not infected, and now I've got
Well, that's good.
Well, it is good, yeah. And then I'm going to have 7 days of olive oil, and syringing my ears with olive oil. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice, right? But and then on Friday I'm getting them micro sucked.
Ooh,
Simon want micro suck.
oh, that's horrifying.
And then the next stop will be a GP, and I'm hoping, if anything, then I'll get to see someone who actually specialises in this shit. But
yeah.
But yeah, not much fun. Not much fun at all.
No, and obviously waking you up. Are you able to go back to sleep, or is that it? You're awake at 2:30 and.
So Friday, Friday I made the mistake of getting up and checking the state of the levain, which meant that I just started making bread. So I just stayed awake. But this morning, 2:30, I think I got back to sleep 2 hours later.
Right. Well, I've been similarly woken up earlier than I would like.
Jeffrey.
Yes, Bob's away. And when Bob is away, Jeffrey is like, I tell you what, Lee, what if I lie next to you and be a really good boy and just be really still?
And you think,
and I'm like,
okay,
yeah,
great.
That's a really good idea. And he does such a good job of it until around about 4:30 in the morning, where he goes, I'm hungry.
Well,
what
that's
if
also
we were to get up and have breakfast?
Bird song at that time as well.
Oh, yeah,
middle
absolutely.
Of this time of year. It's always forget how long
loud.
the days are, and loud.
Yeah. So Jeff
different loud from the loud I'm experiencing.
Oh,
cicadas on the inside, birds on the out.
I choose birds on the outside all the time. So Jeff sits. He butts himself right up against me and sits fully up, but drops his head right down so that his nose touches my nose, and he just breathes into my face until I wake up. And then he wags his tail.
Slightly pleasant?
And not even remotely pleasant.
Okay.
I mean, it's pleasant in the sense that, oh, my good friend is with me and he's saying, good morning, Lee. Are you ready for breakfast? And it's always nice to have company.
Do you think he's noticed that you don't nap all the time during the day?
No, I don't think he has clocked that.
Because that is quite a crucial difference between your lives, isn't it? Because he's asleep.
It is.
He probably thinks you're sleeping upstairs while he's asleep.
Yeah, it's like, it's funny, isn't it? He goes into the corner where that funny square box is, and he just falls asleep there all day long. I wonder what... No, that's not quite what's happening, Jeff. I do at the weekend nap. I will say I am a good napper at the weekend. Mm-hmm. But he woke me up at 4:30, and I got up, fed him, took him for a quick wee, and then by the time I came back, I was awake enough to go, you know what? I'll just make a batch of scones. So I've got something for
So
breakfast.
when I was baking bread this morning at 5:30, when we were texting, you were making scones then?
I was making scones, yeah. And I know I'm going to do something which... I'm going to ask you something about your...
Knock yourself out, Lee Miller.
Okay. Simon, when you are eating your bread, do you say to yourself, honestly, this is the best bread, and it is better than anybody else's bread, and I don't know why other people bother making bread. They're idiots.
It's actually, it's Can you hear the cicadas in my head at the moment? Because it's like you can see the words. Those are pretty much the precise words I say. And hilariously, not pretty much every time now I'll take a slice and go, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm good at this.
Do you think that's pride?
I think, well, this is the reason I wanted to ask you the question, because at some point this week,
Very
I
good
can't
at making
remember
scones,
where.
though, Lee Miller. Your
this is the
scones are
thing.
sensational.
I had a scone sometime this week somewhere. I don't know which country it was in. I don't know what context it was in. And this is a rare day for me that I stopped eating it and I put it in the bin.
What? Stopped eating what?
The scone that I was eating somewhere around the world. I was like, this is so
bad.
subpar. I am not going to waste my mouth on it. And I threw it away. And it's very rare that I throw food away because I'm not built for that.
I had a slice. I had a loaf of my competitor's bread here, and boy, it was really bad.
You see, this is
tasteless, and
yeah.
I mean, it had the right shape and the right, it looked like bread and looked like sourdough.
Yeah, but
boy, was it! It was benign, whilst mine was malignant. No, wait, that's not right.
Other way around.
No, it was tasteless.
Ugh. So the same thing happened. I had this. Well, it was I had something that was dense and dry. I mean, it looked perfect. It's absolutely perfect looking.
Mm-hmm.
But it was dense. It was dry. It it had a rise to it, but it was kind of like I don't know where the air was, if that makes sense, because it wasn't in the scone.
So it must be, if you're manufacturing huge numbers of scones, they'll be doing
This
that.
was in a.
Go on.
This was in a cafe. So this was. This wasn't a.
They would have bought them frozen, though, wouldn't they?
I'm not. Well, I'm not sure. Could have done. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Anyway, it was bad.
I realised there's a new cafe and bakery opening up in Coventry. Not far. We've just moved buildings. We're just about the ending of moving buildings, and that's an interesting experience. And a new cafe bakery has opened up, and I pedalled past and stopped, and I look at someone unpacking rows and rows of Walker's crisps, and I went, not going to bloody go there, am I?
Yeah, that's an interesting bakery.
Yeah.
Did you bake them yourself and then pop them in a bag? So this morning, hand-baked this morning. This morning I made scones, and I broke a scone in half because I am a firm believer that you don't cut, you break.
I mean, they should just basically fall apart, like slow-cooked lamb off the bone, basically.
Exactly, and I always make a scone with a mixture of bread and plain flour because I don't want a full bread flour scone is going to be too chewy. But I like a little bit of depth to the crumb. Simon, I ate my scone and I said out loud to Jeffrey, this might be the finest scone that a human has ever constructed and eaten. Would you like a bite? And he said, yes, Lee, I would love a bite. Why don't, in point of fact,
I'll have
why
a
don't
whole
you
one.
give me exactly, just butter and jam one for me. I said, we don't need jam, it's too delicious. He said, no, I'll be the judge of that. You put jam on one half and butter on the other, and I'll tell you which I like more.
I got a lot of big capital respect, big capital R respect for Jeffrey. I like a Dalmatian that knows what he likes.
Oh, he likes scones. So I was wondering, is it okay to be not like proud of the work that you've done? Because I think it's okay to take pride in your work, but actually to then step back and go, objectively, this is the finest thing that has ever happened to the world. Everybody else is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, as you've pointed out, or as you've asked, yes, I definitely had that. I had it recently with what's called a tangzhong, which is it's kind of a form of scalding flour. So you basically cook flour to make a porridge out of it, and then you add that. So it's a way of sneaking lots more water content into a loaf of bread, and it makes the most. I mean, it makes the most incredibly moist and delicate crumb. Like, it's mind-bogglingly nice. And tangzhong, and I did. I waited and waited and waited till the bloody thing cooled down. Hours, Lee Miller. Waiting patiently.
Yeah.
I was tapping my foot.
Yeah.
I was listening to my cicadas and took a slice and went, I had that. I went, oh my God, this is like the best bread. So I don't know. I don't know whether other people, I think maybe they're just being polite. I don't know.
Well, people who are out there in television land, this is a moment where I am actively asking for your feedback. Is there something that you do that you think to yourself, this is better than anybody else's? I don't know why everybody else doesn't just give up and let me be the best, because I already am.
Yeah, it's a good. I feel uncomfortable. I do feel uncomfortable. In fact, I feel uncomfortable with the fact that now I've shared this to everyone. I shared this with everyone, but.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this was, as you said earlier, a safe space, because honestly...
It's fucking not, though, Lee Miller. Come on, we know that. You cut out all the unsafe bits.
Which makes it a safe space, Simon.
Yeah, not for me, not for you.
I cut out a lot of stuff that you say that would get you in trouble. Trust and believe, young man.
Oh, I know.
Trust and believe.
I know you do. Sometimes I feel it's a little heavy-handed. But no, I'm saying... No, it's... But we're having the conversation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it's not safe while we're talking.
Yeah,
I'm certainly
exactly.
safe when I'm producing it for the world.
The outcome is safe.
Yeah.
Even though
I
I tick the unsafe box.
That's only because we say bad swears.
Yeah.
You know, bum lips and
But
the like.
I was thinking that we should have a global midlifing party, and it can just be a bread and scones party. Just invite all our listeners, fit them into your house in Portugal. Easy peasy.
Why don't we fit them into your flat in Italy? Because I want to know all about the Caesarean. Would that be the word? Sacerese. Okay, there we go. I was making it. Yeah, I was foolishly trying to put...
The people or the Sacerese?
Well, I was like... Yeah, I know. So I was thinking of Sacerese. Okay. Yeah. I want to know about the Sacerese activity.
Yes, well...
in relationship to what's happening right now.
Yeah, well, it is... we've had the first official day of renovations.
Did you get photographs sent to you?
Well, no, because there's still a little bit of administrative stuff going on. So I don't know exactly what's going on, although Lil arrives there today to choose tiles.
Right.
Floor tiles. Piestrelle.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. It's going to happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's amazing. As I've said before, it's amazing when you pay thousands and thousands and thousands of euros that things happen.
It's curious, isn't it? We have been in a much lower temperature version of this, having, as you know, a window repaired. But as a result, then we've had a wall relined.
I don't know what that is. You mean it made it more straight, more upright?
No. Not lined with an N, lime with an M.
And was that to protect it?
It's because we live in a house which is very, very old. As we know, it's over 500 years old.
You've definitely mentioned this on the podcast before.
It's a thing. It's a thing I find endlessly diverting, that I live in a house that is older than
the colonisation of New Zealand.
There we go.
By a long way.
Yeah. And because it's old, it has been repaired, and in some instances quite badly, with wrong materials. So when Victorians intervened into this house, they were using kind of materials that had emerged through the Industrial Revolution. So things that were more mass-produced, and then concrete starts to work its way in, and cement, all things that are entirely the wrong material for a building which has been built to breathe. So, and then as people have gone on, then it becomes silicon-based fillers and all of those kinds of things.
Less breathing.
Yeah,
your 500-year-old house is suffocating, basically.
Well, it's certainly not happy.
Yeah,
so
it's got its
the
head in a
guy
plastic
who
bag,
came,
doesn't it?
Yeah. So the guy who fixed the window said all of this area around the window has been badly repaired with the wrong materials. I've got a friend who is a lime specialist, and he makes his own hot lime to his own recipe.
I love some hot lime.
And I have to say, it's a mixture of hot lime and horsehair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this a slippery slope? Are you actually about to end up living in a 500-year-old ship of Theseus?
It's an interesting question. I think it's a slippery slope in the sense that our front of the house is overdue a coat of paint, and in talking to David, the guy who does the lime, he said, you don't really want to paint it. What you want to do is take all of that cement render off, and you want to put some lime render on. And we're like, Okay,
he's a salesman.
Well,
And he goes, did he say, and I know just the person to do that for you?
he was, yeah. I mean, it's obviously it behooves him, but also when you've got old house specialists, it's probably sensible to listen to them, isn't it?
And so you, so it is slightly slippery slopey.
It is, yeah. I think we're moving into our custodian era, where we're thinking about. Yeah.
Do you think it's a kind of yin phase in house ownership?
Well, I think we're definitely on the wrong side of the hill now. We're going down towards the valley of death.
Yeah, rode the 600.
Anyway, yeah, there we go. Boring. I bored myself.
Ah, you're done.
No, I'm done.
I wanted to just finish with one little thing, Lee Miller.
Do it.
I've been playing quite a lot of cards lately, what my mother would have called patience or solitaire. Right. And as I played a lot of cards as a kid, and got very good at shuffling and dealing, and really quick.
Yeah.
And the other day I went, I wonder what it's like to deal with my other hand. And then I went, I wonder what it's like to shuffle right-handed, like my non-dominant hand. And wow, can I just anything you've got, something that you do one-sided on your body this week, Lee Miller, your homework that's reasonably, it doesn't have to be that complex, but you might even go, if it were really simple, it would be leading with the other foot going downstairs.
Yeah.
That would be the simplest. But if you have something more complex in terms of coordination-wise, it's mind-boggling. It's so beautiful and incredibly, incredibly complex. I just had to keep going back to the other way to say, okay, it goes there. I just, wow. And it was painfully slow. But
you know how good that is for your brain, don't you?
It's super good for your brain.
Yeah, because I think I've told you a long time ago that once a week I clean my teeth with my non-dominant hand.
So you have a sense of, although you're probably getting good at it now.
Once a week is not really enough to get good at using your, once out of a minimum of 14 teeth cleanings, and probably more because I clean my teeth probably 2 or 3 times a day.
So possibly 21.
Yeah, probably.
But it was so. I felt slightly like a crazy man. It just felt so like I was not. Hands were not mine, it was real right brain stuff. I was so enamored with the kind of lost in the organization and reorganization of my body. But yeah, just a suggestion, listeners, try something like that. Try it with the other hand. It's just fantastic.
Okay, stir your tea with the non-dominant hand.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
See ya.